Thank you so much, gentlemen, for that. First and foremost, for a Team India that has virtually been the #1 test side for the last 2 seasons or so, this run at home is where they would really look to dominate.
And Team India has always done doing well, even though the series didn't go India's way in South Africa and England. I thought there was some good performances. And then the icing on the cake was beating Australia for the first time in their own season, where they will dominate against any opposition and again maintain that #1 test ranking.
A couple of exciting things for us to look forward to as well in terms of some new faces, new roles. But first and foremost, let's find out what's on the show.
Umesh Yadav named his replacement.
So the World Test Championship began on a good note for Team India after their success in the Caribbean. Now they carry it forward home. Now what does it exactly mean for the test nations that are in action in the World Test Championship? We'll give you a short look. So Team India in whites, this is what the leaderboard looks like at the moment in the World Test Championship. After a successful, you've got 3 test matches against South Africa. India have to win this series to stay on top. But from that perspective, a few more experienced campaigners we're expecting for the Proteas in this test series. We're hoping for it to be more competitive.
It's definitely going to be more competitive than the T20 series because in department, they overly depend on Rabada. There's no Dale Steyn, there's no Morne Morkel. Philander hasn't done really well in subcontinent conditions. The spin department looks very weak. So I think that's where the Indian team can capitalize. And the form of in the previous test series was they were always looked to fight. They're not going to give easy results in favor of the home team.
I mean, Team India, it's a well-oiled machine, the return of Ashwin and Jadeja. And then what about Virat Kohli? Virtually averaging 50 across 3 formats. There's one man, however, who's edged ahead of him in the rankings, and that's Steve Smith. The incredible summer that he has just had, and that's the incentive for Virat Kohli at home. The love and respect for this format, expecting him to be as consistent at home?
Yes, and that's what you expect from a couple of hundreds, maybe a double 100, and then stake his claim as the #1 test batsman in world cricket.
I was just going to ask you, you know that he doesn't chase the rankings, he doesn't chase numbers, numbers chased him, but yes, that #1 ranking at the end of this season, or the series even, is that something you think Virat can achieve?
He will definitely achieve, and I always feel that again, this great batsmen like Virat, Steve Smith, the rankings are the byproduct of what they try to achieve for the team, what they try to do for the team. So what Virat Kohli will be looking forward is to win. He knows that Steve Smith had a wonderful season, wonderful summer against England. So Virat Kohli will make sure that he'll have a wonderful home season this year.
We speak about competition. There has been plenty of competition for the opening slot when it comes to Team India. However, no solutions just yet. Many names have come and the musical chairs of Indian openers continues as the home season begins. Rohit Sharma has been given kind of the go-ahead or maybe the confidence from the selector saying that we are looking at him this home season to open the innings.
Yeah, and I think it's a perfect opportunity for Rohit opener, and that's very important because he's playing in a position which is not familiar to him. So it's a great opportunity for him. One big advantage for Rohit Sharma is playing in home conditions. And in home conditions, batting top of the order is much more easier than probably batting at #5, #6 when the ball starts to reverse, the wickets becomes abrasive and the spinners come into action. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for Rohit Sharma. We have to just wait and see whether he capitalizes this opportunity because there are going to be 5 test matches, 3 against South Africa, 2 against Bangladesh at home.
Speak about natural instinct. Let's look at a couple of players that play really well, taking ownership of that spot at home in home conditions. What about when you travel overseas?
Well, he should not be thinking
that luxury.
I feel that it's a short-term solution, and if the short-term different problem to have or problem to sort out. At the moment, the opportunity is with Rohit Sharma, and we mentioned about Finch or Jason Roy. Those players open the inning.
Confidence also breeds confidence. Graham Smith is joining us here on Gameplan. Graham, thank you so much. So all the riders opener in this series against the Proteas. What do you make of it? How do you think Rohit Sharma will go as an opener? Well, tell me from your captaincy experience, okay? Because Shubman Gill is also in the squad. Now, are you looking to give him and the youngster with nothing to lose an opportunity sometime down the series, or are you going to go with the experienced campaigner of Rohit Sharma in a new role?
Well, it's a difficult one. I mean,
Really well said, so that's the same thing that Lakshman said about not really curbing that natural instinct. But he also knows he has to own that opening slot because the middle order is quite confident of the players that they have. And therein lies the curious case of Ajinkya Rahane, who does better away from home than at home. However, he has good memories of the time South Africa visited last time, and that's something he's looking to apply in this series and pass on his knowledge to the youngsters. So, curious case it is when it comes to Ajinkya Rahane. Now, those memories from 2015, those twin hundreds at Delhi is something he would remember. But is it funny? Do you find it a little odd for extremely talented players? Average is 46. At home, it's close to 35. You've got just 3 centuries. What could be the reason for that, considering you've grown up on these tracks?
I think firstly, I think credit to Ajinkya Rahane, because when you're playing in overseas conditions, always batting at number 5, whereas in India or in subcontinent, the ball doesn't necessarily come onto the bat as at a good pace like it comes in overseas conditions. So it's all about rotating the strike.
You did mention Ajinkya Rahane, perhaps a slight struggle again. Graham, tell us about the South Africa squad. Who are the bowlers that you have your eye on? Who are the ones who can make an impression in this series? And Graham, what's the weakness from India's perspective that the Proteas would look to exploit? Will TV to frustrate him. That's a good one, isn't it? Because Test cricket is all about being peaceful. Irfan Pathan joining us on Gameplan. Irfan, look, we've had with Lakshman. Let's just look at the 2 sets of bowlers. How would you rate the Indian bowlers against the South Africans?
Man-to-man.
As we head into
We'll come back into the
series against the visiting South Africans, where they would look to keep themselves on top. So much of that will come down to the bowling. Welcome back to Gameplan for Team India. Now the World Test Championship is what they're thinking about. A 3-match test series against the visiting South Africans, where they would look to keep themselves on top. So much of that will come down to the bowling season now that starts with the series against South Africa. Who is going to adapt the best to pressure? Whose series is this going to be, Lakshman?
as an individual?
As an individual.
As an individual, I somehow feel that it will be of Virat Kohli, because we've discussed before that Virat Kohli didn't have a series to live up to his expectations in West Indies, and whenever Virat doesn't have that kind of a series, will maximize the next series he's playing. So Virat Kohli will score a lot of runs. I'm really excited to see Ashwin is a world-class spinner, probably the best spinner in the Indian team. How Ashwin will come and pick up wickets and not think too much about the matches he missed, but come and play with and bowl with a lot of authority, just like the way he has done throughout his career.
And we'll go to Graham Smith from the South African perspective now. Which South African player will look to own this series? Adaptability is the key. Thank you, Irfan Pathan, Graham Smith and BVS Lakshman for joining us here on Gameplan. We're all looking forward to this test series which begins on the 2nd in Vizag. We'll, of course, join you on our coverage from 8:30 in the morning. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Gameplan. A lot of great insights, a lot of new faces and new roles for us to look forward to in this series. A team in transition and one team looking to just continue their supremacy. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.